Hi everyone, it's Christina. I feel I haven't been on YouTube in so long. It's like you're also like strangers, but I know you're not strangers. I love you all and I'm happy to be back. I was just very sick for a couple of months. I've had this really bad cold, and I mean, you think a cold isn't bad, but it was. I did have to go to emergency, but I don't have strep throat, I don't have bronchitis, I don't have meningitis, I don't have mono. I just have a really bad cold that kind of infected my lungs and my throat, but I'm feeling much better. And I also had a lot of abdominal pain, and it ends up that I have to have my gallbladder removed. I don't have, what's it called? Like an infected gallbladder, but it has to come out. But that probably won't happen until next year, January or February. So I'm on a very strict diet. And of course, if I have problems, then it will come out sooner than later. But I am going to go through, so I'm okay, and I'm going to go through my journal here because this is September, October, and November, and in just a few days I'm going to be starting my new journal, which is my December daily. So I want to get this all over with, show you what I did in here, and then I can continue, and I will show you my new one, which I haven't quite finished, but I will show you that in a few days. These are a couple of those what are we calling these, like bookmarks or page markers that I made for the fall. And I have tea here just in case my throat starts to hurt, and this will soothe my sore throat. Now, I know I've showed a little bit of this, but I know I didn't show this page. This is the beginning of the Salmon Arm Fair that we went to, so I just decorated this all up. And here I just talk a little bit about fall. And here's a picture from the fair that we went to. Look at this tiny little piglet. Just adorable. He was so sweet. There were about 4 of them, and they were letting the children feed the pigs or bottle feed them. And then it's just fun to go there, and we can see the different animals there. And of course, what did I write here? There's the parade. There's fudge. Love fudge. That's the only time my husband and I have fudge, is when we go to this fair every year. Bannock. I love Bannock. There's the sheep show and the dog show. And I showed this one in another video, that layout. And I showed that in another video. And this is a wedding that we went to. So this was the, I think this might have been the invitation, or not the invitation. I forget what that's called, but the itinerary. And then here I glued, or I added on a tip pin here. Here's a picture of the bride and groom. And then here I did some journaling. This I got in the mail by Mary, and she sent me, I think, a text or an email and wanted to know if it was okay to send me a fall tag. And of course I said yes. So this is so pretty, so blessed, so thankful. And there's the jar up here, and then she wrote a little note there. So I've also been using this as a bookmark. And then this was another, these were 2 more. We went to 3 weddings this past, let's see, August and September. And both these, this was, let's see, this was my husband's oldest niece. So we went to her wedding, and it was beautiful and lots of fun. And then there was the Apple Fest that we went to. I love the Apple Fest. And after the Apple Fest, we went to visit a friend of ours, and his neighbor has horses, so I asked if I could go across the street and visit, and I was feeding the horsey some apples. I got a little bit scared. The first one fell off because I went, whoo, like that. But the second one, I just held the apple like so in my palm, and he nibbled away at it. It was so much fun. I love horses. And then here, I think I made, this is an apple crisp recipe here. And, oh, there I am. well, at the Apple Fest, we bought a whole bunch of apples. I made apple crisp, and we also bought, I forget what that was called. It's like a whiskey, an apple whiskey. I wasn't too fond of it, but my husband likes it. And here I did some journaling. And there's a picture of apple crisp. And here is Thanksgiving. My sister and her husband came over. And normally Thanksgiving, you know, you have ham or turkey. But this year I made lasagna, and I made carrot cake with cream cheese icing. And then here I did a little bit of journaling on this big tip in here. And just a few embellishments there, and then I had odds and ends on my desk, and I just like to glue all the odds and ends, the tags and ephemera, and sort of make a collage of it. And here's a recipe that I like to use. It makes the house smell wonderful. Cinnamon, orange rind, vanilla, a little bit of bay leaves, and what's that? Cloves, and then you just simmer it in a pot, so very nice. And then here, just all these little word cutouts. I just glued them all down, and this says October. And fall. Fall is such a gorgeous, gorgeous time of year. So there is a fall layout. And same thing here. There are about 20 or more pieces of tags and ephemera and bits and pieces that I glued on there. And sometimes you don't know what to do in your journal, and that's all you need to do is just sort of do a collage of bits and pieces, and it always turns out so pretty. I showed this layout, art journaling here, that I did. I already showed that in a video. I didn't do too much here. This whole page, or these 2 pages, was already made for me when I did the journal swap with my friend Elise. Hi, Elise. And I didn't add too much here except this photo of Lucky. I did a little doggy sitting. And then this is the center of the book. And I didn't do much there. I kind of liked it, thought I would just leave it. And here we are. It's October 31st. It's Halloween. And this is a Halloween paper bag that I just glued on, and then I sort of flipped the bottom of the paper bag to make a pocket. Did some journaling here, and there's the pumpkin that my husband carved. So we had that sitting outside. And I can't remember, I wrote here, I can't remember what we had for supper, but I made apple pie. And here is a corner pocket that I like to sometimes do some pictures of journaling in there, but I didn't. And then here, I like to cut these, what are you calling this, word search? And you know, when I'm working in my journal, I just keep doing more, so I still have a few words to find. And, oh yeah, so this was October 31st. This was November the 18th. So between that, it's almost 3 weeks. Nothing happened because I was just getting sicker and sicker and sicker. And I ended up having to go to emergency. And that's when they discovered I had gallstones. And the next day, I had to go back to the hospital and have a full ultrasound done of my gallbladder and my liver and all my organs. Everything is in good shape, good order. Nothing is infected, inflamed, but I do need my gallbladder out. So I am just on a very strict diet right now. So I have these 2 books here. I've always had them, and now that's pretty much what I'm cooking from, because both of these books are not only heart healthy, but they're very low in fat. And I'm kind of, actually, I'm not happy this happened to me, but my mother, just before she passed away, say a couple of months before she passed away, was diagnosed with massive heart disease. And the doctor could not believe she was still alive. And when we were talking to the doctors and the staff in the hospital in their little boardroom, he just said he was waiting for the door to open and someone to say that, you know, your mother, your wife has just passed away. So, and my mother ate healthy, but not, if that makes sense. She loved things like full-fat sour cream and full-fat milk and meat, you know, meat that, you know, has a lot of fat in it. She loved butter. She loved, I don't know, avocados, bacon, and and I think all of that attributed to her heart disease. So I don't want to follow in my mother's footsteps, and I am now eating, I think, the way everybody should eat. So right now I'm eating lots of things like bananas, rice, apples, toast, no fat yogurt, no fat milk, a ton of vegetables, low fat meat like chicken and halibut and cod. So that's kind of like my diet now. After my hospital ultrasound, I went to Timmy's and I had a tea and a bagel because bagels are low in fat, and this was a cinnamon bagel. And then, well, that's where it ended. Everything ended there because I just wasn't feeling good, and then I got this really bad cold. So there is my journal for September, October, and November. And I always love, even though I feel I didn't do a lot, I must have, because look how thick it is. But it is 3 months worth, and I always love that side view. I always say this all the time, and I love everything that hangs out. All these little like clips and paper clips. I just add some material at the ends of the paper clips. This one Elise made, and I'm going to make some for my December daily. Look how easy that is. You just take one of these. I believe this is one of the Tim Holtz clips, and then you put one of those, what do you call this little one right here? That like a paper, I forget what it's called, but I have some of those, and then some buttons. So I'm going to do that with like red and green buttons and stick it in my December daily. Okay, so that's it, everyone, and I really look forward to the next video so I can show you my new Christmas journal. And I hope you're all doing well, and we'll see you real soon. Bye, everybody, and thanks so much for watching.